thing slow. Well, here we are for our Monday night hangout. Let me get the link posted up. And we'll go down here at the bench. No messages, that's good. New topic. And Monday night, there we are. And paste. Good to go, post. All right, if you go over to Stunt Hangar, you'll find the link. Sound is good. Well, I'm on a different setup. I'm on a Blue Yeti, so we'll see what happens. So let's see here, Zoom. Normally it takes a few minutes for people to come in. So let me move this around here. I guess people got mad at us or mad at me or whatever. You don't see Len anymore. You don't see Dennis anymore. I don't know what's going on. No Charles. I have no clue. All I can say is, oh, there we go. Gary Sinclair, he's gonna be the first in. Wherever you go, Gary, there you are.
Mm-hmm.
So what's new?
I don't know, just cold and snow, cold and snow. Well, Nashville really got it, didn't they?
It hasn't snowed anymore, but there's still a foot of snow on top of my car.
Yeah.
The street is a sheet of ice. So I'm not going out.
No, we're not either.
I have no need to go out there. Does my microphone sound better now?
Sounds okay.
Checking 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, sounds all right.
I'm running on a Yeti.
Oh,
I need to get some type of lapel mic hooked up, but there's no place to hook it up unless I drag out the soundboard. No, I don't want to mess with it no more. Like I told Dan, I said, I'm in the model airplane hobby, not in the movie making hobby.
yeah, yeah.
Huh, I got a new mode here. Schedule members only live stream. New. Schedule your lives to switch to members only. And we could do that for after party.
Yeah.
So, do you,
I've let a few in that's, come in there after once in a while and, you know, like caffeine, sometimes he'll drop out and then he'll maybe come back again. So,
well, I understand that,
but,
but if you get new
but,
people coming in, no.
no, no, I have to know him. Yeah.
I'm not running a charity, a free service here. And they don't want to put any effort in the meeting and then come in the last 10 minutes and then stay for the after party. That's out.
Most of that's like last Monday, Friday. Most of them left. We just had four of us or something there for a little bit.
Well, I'm going to work on my flaps while we have this meeting.
Might as well.
Let's see here. Too many buttons to push. The control central is something else here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna turn this over to you so that I can work and you let the people in.
Okay.
Make host. It should ding when they come in.
Yeah, here comes Steve Smith in. Hi, Steve.
Harry?
Yeah. No snow your way, right?
What's that?
No snow, you're right. Your way.
Oh yeah, we got
Oh,
7, 8
yeah.
inches here in St. Louis.
Did you? Yeah, I didn't get that much.
Hi, gang.
There's Bob. Hi.
Oh, it must be cold there.
Huh, you think?
Cold everywhere.
You know, it's just outside,
Hmm,
moving the snow blower in for the night.
there you go.
Well, Nashville got it, didn't they?
What's that?
Nashville got it.
Yeah.
Ice and snow. Trees are falling.
Well, you guys probably got ice. I got more, almost all snow.
Hmm.
It wasn't
We got a
so
little bit rain and sleet, but not didn't cover the trees or anything.
tiniest bit on the top of the snow. But basically, I use my leaf blower to blow the, stuff off the car. It was so powdery.
Uh,
And then
That piled up quick here.
turn this up. Got more volume or less? Somebody say something.
Oh,
yeah, you're up.
I'm here.
Hello.
Can you
Okay.
say something?
Hello there.
Got more volume now.
There's Phil. Must not be cold there.
Feel like Nanook from Frozen North.
Any
Well,
ice?
Bob got me beat. He got the toboggan on, but anyway.
Mhm.
How much
get any
snow did you
ice?
get, Bob? Yeah, oh yeah, we got ice.
We got about, we did get ice, a little tiny bit of sleet at the end, but very little. We got about between 15 and 18 inches, I guess.
Good grief. We got maybe an inch of snow, but we got about quarter to a half inch of ice. Huh? Okay. But it came down as ice first, and then boy, I'm telling you what, it's slick. Wasn't bad during the day today, but I mean, just as soon as the sun went down, it refroze, and I just walked the dog. Everything's slick as a baby's bottom. Man, it is slick.
With the wind chill tonight, here it's supposed to be 10 to 12 below.
Yeah, I don't think ours supposed to be quite that bad. I'm waiting on one of them little toys like over your shoulder there, Bob.
What's that?
I'm waiting on one of those little toys like over your shoulder there, under the red plane on the cabinet. Proxon, however you say it.
Oh, the Proxon.
Table saw.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good little saw. I've had it for,
I
I guess I've had it for 15, 18 years, I guess. And
well, I've seen you have one. Randy Smith has one, and I said, must be a good saw, so I'll go ahead and get one.
it worked all right. Yeah, it's not heavy duty, for balsa and maybe basswood, and maybe
Yeah,
it's fairly like up to maybe quarter-inch plywood, or maybe not even that thick. But I do a lot for cutting stringers and spar stock and things like that out of balsa. It
Yeah.
works for that.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
all I needed. I've got a little Dremel that I've had for 30, 40 years, but they're getting hard to get the belts for. And
Yeah, the belts are the things. I had one of those too, and the belt went.
yeah, you can get them micromark if they have them, but they don't always have them.
Well, Micromark is expensive.
You ain't kidding. They are too expensive. And they ran a sale. They ran a sale and they sent me a thing and said 25% off sale price. Well, the sale price was $100 off. And then 25% off above the sale price would have put a $400 object at $300. Well, I went ahead and clicked on it, tried to get it, had it all lined up, and the bill came, I mean, totaled up over here $470. What? So I said, no, let's
There was
So
a
I
guy.
think that's a one-man operation. I've called them 4 times and I've talked to the same guy, same voice every time.
There was a
So-
guy in Florida who was making small, I wouldn't say miniature, but hobby size woodworking machines. And one of them was a table saw. One was a little drum sander. Joe Daly got one of those. I have a big drum.
Yeah.
Works great. I got a 1632 Jet, which works fine, but it may be a
Yeah.
little. Joe got one from this guy in Florida. I think the guy either died or went out of business because apparently you can't get them anymore. But they were really nice little planers and table saws and sanders and
Yeah.
disc sanders and things.
Belt sanders and disc sanders both. Yeah.
It was really nice little
Yeah.
tool. But I don't think you can get them anymore.
No, I haven't been able to find him. So I don't think you can.
Ask Joe for the guy's name and number and see if the guy's still in business. So, well, I think I'd heard that he passed or went out of business, one or the other.
Yeah. Might do that. I'll see Joe at Triple Tree next month, I think.
Ed, you're
Next
back in
one.
your easy chair. You okay?
Yeah, I bailed out the last session because of the swelling in my ankle when I have my leg and doing a bunch of stuff, and the ankle was just getting bigger and bigger, and it'd make it awful hard to go to sleep. And so I had to
Oh,
bail out.
yeah.
And today's
Oh,
the same
boy.
way. I did a bunch of stuff. It was pretty swollen. And so the only way to make it is get the leg up and put the ice on. And so sister-in-law brought the computer and stuff out to me. So yeah, I'm sitting here in the easy chair. And
Man, it's a tough life, isn't it?
yeah.
Oh,
You guys
Lord.
you guys get much snow out there, Ed?
Yeah, it was like 6 inches and then rain and ice. And now it's been snowing again. I'm going to be 1 degree tonight.
That's warm.
Yeah. Nobody was out. Everything was closed down. So we'll see how it is tomorrow.
God, I thought we had it bad. We had it good.
Yeah. And then I got a picture to show later on once we get a few more on in regards to an airplane that was never in production, and I believe it's an authentic picture. So I came across that, and it's like, well, let me try to show that later on tonight. But yeah, other than that, I have been working at the man cave, straightening it out. Doing a bunch of stuff and trying to get more strength. It gets me at the end of the day.
Must be getting a little frustrating.
Oh boy, tell me. But can't complain. At least I can talk to you guys.
Yeah. Good to see you, by the way.
What was that
Yeah.
airplane? Ed, what was that airplane up in Maine, that biz jet that went in?
Oh, I heard that was a Challenger 650 or something like that.
Ooh.
Haven't heard much about it. Other than snowstorm, they did the ice. So too early to tell. So we'll see what's going on.
Yeah,
And that's a shame.
it is a shame.
Yeah.
7 people.
Yeah.
1 seriously injured and yet 7 dead.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's just amazing how something so small can get you, as they say, the Swiss cheese, where you got this a little bit, this a little bit off, this a little bit off, this a little bit off, which can turn into something major and stuff. So we'll see, and that.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I mean, and after doing several investigations, they're very interesting, but you got to get past the human portion of it. But talk about the science and engineering and the things behind it. It's something. Hats off to any of those that are doing it. And
Marky, we're gonna have a heat wave, tomorrow and Wednesday. Gonna be up to 30. It should clear the snow off the square pad.
Hit the beach.
I don't feel like a heat wave.
Yeah.
I don't have to wear my heavy jacket. It will feel like a heat wave. Gracious.
Modir said crews were complaining about de-icing fluids.
That's
Not sure
Mark.
what that, yeah, well, that's Mark. Yeah, I can't pronounce his last name. Mark P. I don't know what that means, Ed.
well, there's types of there's anti-icing and de-icing and processes that have to be done and timeframes that you have to apply and take off by
Hmm.
and stuff. I had an issue with an aircraft that lost an engine in flight, and as they were getting ready to touch down, lost another engine.
Ooh.
And somebody there's a additive that you can put in on some of the fuel or something like that, but there was some additive that was put in the aircraft that should have never been there. And this was at the fuel farm. The fuel farm mixed something in wrong and serviced the aircraft and stuff. So that cost that was a big job. I mean, not only did we have to go through the engines or replace, we defuel, flush, change everything.
But he got down safe.
Say again?
He got down safe.
Yeah. Yeah. And that, so.
Do you remember that movie? I'm sure everybody here is of an age to remember that movie, Fate is the Hunter.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever see that movie?
Probably. I'm sure I did.
Cliff Robertson was the pilot, and it was about a series of things like you just talked about that all, fate just kind of put everything together in such a manner that this airplane went in, and any one of the things that had not happened, it wouldn't have happened. It was like a series of things in order that had to happen. Yeah. And it's a good movie.
Yeah. Interesting. And I remember the other night you talking about the B-17 with the wheels on the on that show. I remember seeing that with the B-17 and the guy stuck in the belly turret. And
oh yeah,
that was something. But yeah, a lot of things you just never know. And that a lot of, like I said, human factors. That's why human factors is a big issue with the industry. And I had to add a safety management system to the repair station to meet European qualifications. And they really harp on human factors. But the only thing is that there's so many aspects of human factors, you got to just look after all of them and keep trying to train and get people to recognize when you should be taking a break or you should be asking a question, things like that.
Hey, Ed.
Sir.
Do you think that could be because everybody's relying on the computer to fly the aircraft instead of the human pilots?
Well, I'll tell you what, that does have something to do with the industry. for instance, we learned to fly off of needle ball airspeed. You know, when I was learning to solo, I made sure I could see the airport at all times. And by golly, I got lost once. But when I flew, I had to have the maps I had to be able to recognize. And I've already had a couple stories in regards to I lost my GPS my GPS. Well, okay, you do dead reckoning.
Right.
Another one is noise canceling headsets. Well, if you start having something running a little bit rough or things like that, or you don't hear things,
I hear it.
that's caused another accident.
Or not paying attention to your RPM gauge.
Yeah. So a buddy of mine who just retired, I went with him on a test flight in the Philippines in a Lear 35, and he is sea level or from takeoff to 10,000 feet, I fly the airplane. 10,000 feet below, I fly the airplane, not the autopilot, because I want to be able to, at any point in time, take over. And so we were at, I don't know what it was as far as altitude goes, and we pulled both engines back to idle. And he says, well, we're going to land and stuff. We're gonna just take it on in. So here we are. He's setting things up. He's bumping the throttle every once in a while, just like you do in a recip, making sure you still have power. Of course, on a jet, you can look at the ITT, and he practiced that. In simulators, they don't necessarily, when you have to go through simulators, do they cover all that stuff? So yeah, we're seeing that is an issue, and that I've got two flight schools here in West Virginia. One starts you out in Cessna 172s with steam gauges, as we call them. The other one takes you with a GPS and an airplane, that is a $500,000 general aviation airplane and stuff. And we had a couple of the pilots come over and complain to us when they were in the area because they lost their GPS and stuff. And it's like, man. So in my area, they teach them how to fly dead reckoning first, and then you get the all fancy gauges and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Have you ever
weird,
gone to the EAA fly-in?
I had to work it one year,
Oshkosh.
and I was a guest and a spectator one year. Yeah, twice.
Did you go in the Fisk approach?
No, nor do I want to.
Yeah, I watch a lot of YouTubes on that. Boy, that's nothing for beginners.
Well, my first year there in the 80s, I was standing there, and they would play the tower on speaker, and just listen to this guy. Oh my golly,
Incredible.
and that did you see the couple from last year where the guy wasn't following what he was supposed to do?
Yeah, I think I did. I watched a whole bunch of those.
Yeah. Oh no, thanks.
They finally told. Didn't they tell that guy to divert, go to another airport?
I don't know. I believe he landed, but we need to talk to you afterwards.
Yeah, got a phone number for the tower.
Yeah. I had my guys. We almost got in trouble in West Palm Beach because of a incursion in the runway, and so we harp on progressive taxi, and progressive taxi is the tower guy is mainly responsible to make sure you don't screw up. They don't like it because it slows everything down, but they tried to get us on it, and when they listened to the tower tapes, everything got real quiet because we requested twice progressive taxi, and the guy failed to do what he was supposed to.
Wow.
And that, so, and just my own airport, my own little airport here. I've been cleared to cross the active, taking an airplane over for maintenance, cleared to cross the active with somebody on short final, which is like, you sure you want me to do this? Or have somebody that's basically just on downwind, and the guy will make me wait 15 minutes or so. So
Yeah.
it's like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
You know you're in trouble if you fly control line and you can't find the field.
Yeah.
I have been flying control line, had a hard time finding the airplane.
Or the
fog set
handle.
in on us. The fog was up there and we knew at the top it was, you'd disappear for just a second.
Yeah.
But the fog set in, and by the time the flight was over, I'm flying 2 feet high and it's still hard to find it. So we were glad that one was over.
The first round at the Nationals last year, first qualifying round, they had to postpone it because the judges could not see the airplane on the far side of the circle. Now the pilot could see it, but the judges on one side couldn't see the airplane on the other side of the circle. They had to for a while.
Did you have to file an IFR flight plan for that flight then?
How about it?
We should have.
Good gracious.
Shoot.
Crazy.
You see that? I was watching a video where this guy's flying this electric inside a building, and the building kind of goes up and then goes up a little tighter. He did most of the pattern with that little plane.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you can do the whole with a little electric, even an indoor airplane. You can even fly it outdoors if it's really calm. My backyard is big enough. We fly electric half A on 35-foot lines. We can get a full 70-foot circle in safely. And you can do you can lay down on your back and fly over your head and do the whole pattern. You can just lay down. It's amazing how well they fly.
Wow.
That's one nice thing about the half A is getting a little bit bigger ones, because I can go up to about 50-foot lines on the side of my house.
Yeah.
And stuff. So, and like I said, I was up to 6 minutes spinning before surgery. And now I'm back to sitting in a chair trying to spin.
You got a nice ramp out there in front of your hangar. Could you fly if there was
Yeah, I've
you fly
flown there before. Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we've done it there and that. So but that's was trying to show guys how, so it was kind of hard on the airplanes hitting the asphalt there.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And that, so yeah.
Yeah, training is definitely better in grass.
Hey everybody, how we doing tonight?
Doing okay.
Pretty good. How are you?
Okay.
Doing all right, except I mean the snowstorm I'm sure got everybody else. We got 7 inches on the ground up here and some ice and everything. So it's it's been a mess. But we got news today that Engstrom also got a spot in the World Cup for over when we go to the World Championships. So he was first one out, but now he's the last one in so far. So he's got a spot for kind of the preliminary to the World Championships.
Good warm up.
Yeah, exactly. We had already booked the flight, and we're just having fingers crossed that we could make it. We got such a late jump on being on the team because we were waiting on the other junior and got noticed late. So everybody else had already grabbed a spot, but thankfully we got a spot in there. So yeah, it'll be a good warm up for us. So we got that news. We're covering our smoothie here, monocoating it and trying to get it up and running. We've never had our only other classic plane, people have seen us put it up in the air, but has been our stunt wagon. And that thing flies like a dog. So hopefully we'll get our smoothie up this year to be classic and old time stunt eligible. And I think Bob, you mentioned a different motor last time. We did order that badass motor to go with it.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with the badass. Was that stunt wagon you were flying? Was that the airplane that Engstrom flew up at the North Beach contest?
Did you fly that up there? I think you did. It's yellow and black. It's yellow and black. Yeah, he flew it.
Yeah. I didn't seem to fly that bad.
That one does. There was one that I flew that was a doodle bug that maybe looked a little better. That stunt wagon, I don't know. That thing's got the shakes and everything it does.
It's a tough subject to get right.
Yeah.
I haven't seen all that many of them over the years fly great. I know that Charlie Reeves had a couple that flew very well. And I think Phil had one that flew pretty well, didn't it, Phil?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes,
know-
sir. Charlie and I both had real good flying ones.
Remember
Tom
that
Looper
air-
had one.
I
Tom
remember-
Looper had one, flew very well, and won the Nats with it.
I remember that airplane because I stole the paint scheme.
Yeah. Yeah, it flew very well. Unfortunately, I was not up to the airplane at the time, but it'll be all right. It's hanging in the basement still, but it's been hanging there so long, I'd be scared to fly it now.
I put that paint scheme on my Lark.
Yeah, I have a picture of that Lark hanging in the basement as well. I was kind of proud of that. Bob says, yeah, I stole your paint scheme. He didn't understand. I was tickled to death that I did something that Bob would be willing to steal.
I'm always kidding around with Dennis Nunes because he steals my hockey stick paint scheme, the one I had on the USA Ama. He's used that on several airplanes. And I finally said, I'm going to send you a bill.
Yeah. Oh,
Anybody get to know Dennis? Dennis Nunes? He's a really nice guy. Good flyer. He's going to be a really good flyer. He's coming up fast. He's builds interesting airplanes. He grasps the new technologies pretty well. And he's going to be helping out with Pampa on the website too, on some things. Pretty nice guy.
Yeah,
good.
Dennis was fantastic at team trials and the Golden State Championship. I mean, he had a lot of adversity. He had some bad conditions for team trials. I think he had his number two, his assistant, had some health things that made it so he bowed out a day before the team trials. So Dennis ham and egged it all together and did a fantastic job with running that. But I don't know. It was definitely he had a lot working against him, and he put it together. So
yeah, but he's pretty organized.
He's a top shelf cat, man. No question.
Yeah, I like him. Almost as much as I like you, Joe.
Oh, man, I'm up there, dude. I'm honored.
You're my second favorite person in the whole world. Everybody else is tied for first.
Oh, I love that. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. I love you too, dude.
Only kidding.
That was cute. I like that.
I like that. That's brilliant. Shoot.
Jonathan Carradas checked in on the chat. He says, hi, you guys. Got the calendar. Well, Gary, you got
Okay,
the calendar. He says, thanks, Gary. Hope
Yeah,
you
I need
guys
his signature. I need his autograph.
Who's? Jonathan's?
Yeah, man.
He says, I hope you guys are weathering the storm okay.
Yeah.
Won't come in as the War Department has domestic chores lined up for me. I guess he means his wife.
I'm pretty sure. He got some
Yeah, I
money.
have the same. I have the same here.
I'll run out here for a minute.
Well, who got out and shoveled their driveway today?
Oh, yeah.
My wife did.
Okay.
Your wife
I-
shoveled the driveway?
She won't let me do it.
I actually had 4 boys that wanted to do it, so
Oh,
I
good for
gladly
you.
paid them.
There you go.
My
And
next
that-
door neighbor did mine for free.
Wow.
He likes you.
I don't think so, but thanks for shoveling the yard.
Yeah, we didn't have any enterprising young men this time.
He didn't shovel his. We got some of it. He ain't shoveled that.
That's my lawn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's Robbie's car. My Outback and my wife's car is over there. So it was pretty deep.
How much snow did you get, you think, Bob?
About
Did you get 8 or 10 inches?
12 to 15.
12 to
Whoa.
15. Oh, my goodness.
Over here, man, I can show you how deep it was.
Wow. You can have that.
We only had 6, and that was enough.
So you didn't get the ice either, Joe?
No, all we got was powdered snow, and then it was heavy today. It's starting to melt when it's 25 degrees. But
Yeah.
Colleen and I got her shovel. Took us, what, hour, Colleen, hour 15?
There's a foot of snow on top of my car still.
Oh, my goodness.
We went driving down the road, going to go to the grocery store, and the ice on top of the car had been so hard at the house that I couldn't break it loose. So we're going down the road, going to the grocery store, and all of a sudden we hear this whoosh. It sounded like somebody had just ripped the whole top off. And we look behind us, and that whole plate about 4 feet long of ice, 4 feet long, and whatever the width of the truck is, was spinning as it went to the ground, buddy. When it hit, it looked like a piece of china. Kaboom!
That almost happened to me in Baltimore following a truck. The
Yeah.
sheet came off, and boy, I was lucky to be far enough back.
Mm-hmm.
And
Then you don't have to be going terrible fast. I wasn't going but about 40 to 45, and it took off, but it sounded like it took the whole top of the truck off. Like, golly. I guess when we got the heater going in the truck, it couldn't stay stuck anymore. My wife likes it toasty. And I gotta admit, I do too. I don't like this cold weather.
My new car has seat warmers. I've never had those before. That's a godsend.
Isn't that nice? Oh my
steering
God.
wheel, steering wheel, and
Steering wheel.
seat,
Yeah, our car has that.
and
My truck don't,
pre-start.
but the car does.
You can actually
Yeah.
get too hot.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The
I like it
steering
on
wheel.
about 3. She likes 5. I can't handle 5.
The steering wheel is
5, I
not the
feel.
part. Just squeeze it tight so your hands feels good on your knuckles. Just
Yeah, my BMW motorcycle used to have heated grips, heated seats, and a heated winter
Yeah.
vest. I mean, you could actually sweat when you're riding around in the winter.
Sure.
Mm.
The modern stuff's really pretty good compared to my 66 Dodge Charger. But I like
Hey, don't
that
you
old
be
Charger.
don't you be bad mouthing that old Charger.
I
love
like
them
that
mobile
old
parts.
Charger. I did. They only
What
built it
motors
in
you
2
have?
years. This 318.
Yeah.
Daddy bought it brand new in 66, and in 73 I drove it to high school.
No matter how hot it gets, you're always cool in that car.
That's a
Yeah.
nice. They only built that car 2 years. That
Yeah.
Sloping.
Long back glass.
Yep, 66 and 7. But it was just a driver. We drove it a long time. Colleen and I got married in it.
Oh.
We got
Yeah.
married still.
Have any of you ever ridden in a vehicle or drove a vehicle where the windshield wipers ran off a vacuum instead of the electric motor?
Sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
The faster you go, the faster they wipe, right?
You speed
Or
your
be-
car up and the wipers slow down.
All
or
I
be
got to say
dri-
about that, Carl, is that was an idea, but it wasn't a good one.
No.
or be driving on the at Singapore Airlines in Singapore there on the flight line, and you turn the windshield wipers on and they go flying off the car.
No, no.
Oh Lord knows.
I couldn't believe that happened.
I had a Volvo 544 Sport years and years ago. This is back in the late 60s. And
The Saint car.
the Saint car? No, that was a P1800, I think, wasn't it?
Oh, that's right. You're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
mine was a 544 Sport. I wanted it because Red Reinhardt had one, so I got one. But the problem was
No.
the passenger side door was broken. Latch wouldn't work. So I took a old T-shirt, a couple of T-shirts, tied them together, tied it around the handle inside, and then I sat on the T-shirt and hold the door closed.
Oh, my.
And every time I pick up a hitchhiker, because back in those days, hitchhiking was a big deal. You always stopped to pick up guys or girls or whatever. And anytime I rolled up, I would just get up off the seat, hit the brakes, and the door would come open without me even, and they were afraid to get in the car.
Oh, that's funny.
Mm-mm.
Too much.
Things were different back then. I've ridden in cars when I was a kid that the floorboards were rusted out of them. Put a piece of metal over it, screw it to the floor, put the
Yeah.
carpet back down.
Jim Vordahl has the best story about that. They were going to, he and Ronnie O'Toole and Jim Vordahl, Ron O'Toole, and Bill Werwich were going to the 61 Nationals together in Billy's station wagon. And it was so rotted out. You could see you could see the street going by, and Billy, he said Billy would drink beer and throw the beer can out the hole.
My goodness.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
The funniest video I saw is these shows where they show guys restoring old cars and finding these junkers out in the bush somewhere. Well, this guy, he found this vehicle, this truck, I think it was, and he got it running, but like you said, the floorboard was all rotted out. So what he did, he went and gathered a bunch of old license plates and just sheet metal screwed the license plates into the floorboard and made a floorboard out of it.
Put a mat back over it if you're lucky.
Man, you do what you got to do, and you ain't got no money.
Times were tougher back then, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But they were more fun.
I can't argue that either. Can't argue that either. I mean, we went out and played it dark, and nobody was going to take us or steal us. Hell, if it took me, they'd have brought me back. You know, they wouldn't have kept me.
That's for sure.
You know, but you didn't have to worry about none of that. When Mama's good, we're going to go play. Be home at dark 30. That was the rule at my house. Be home at dark 30.
Yeah. 5 minutes after the street lights came on.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody
That's
thought
what it
nothing
was in
of
my
it.
house.
And if you was 2 streets over and somebody said, quit it, well, you better quit it because they'll call Mama, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and you got if you went out, that's back in those days, if you did something really dumb at somebody's house, you got a spanking from the other guy's parents. And then when you got home, you got one at home too.
Yeah.
I never got it.
Or either you got home, your parents already found out about it, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
Mom
didn't do
already knew
nothing
by the
else.
time I got home.
Yep.
There was this Super Clown profile fuselage. That was my dad's Board of Education.
Uh-oh. Must have been a Sterling.
Yeah. Did it have the wing cut out in it already?
Yeah, it got a little less air resistance, but you get more speed up, you know.
Yeah.
Boy, left some funny marks on your backside too, I bet.
It did, you know. Everybody said, what does F1 stand for?
Yeah.
Find out how strong that dope really is, right?
Yeah.
Looks like they're making progress on their smoothie.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got 2 of we got one whole wing taken care of and monocoated. And then we're working on the underside on this one.
Well done.
The monocoat's been struggling though. I don't know if this is just kind of universal about the brown or if it's just kind of it's a little older, but every once in a while we got a little like bend in it or something where like it would flake off some of that paint, so you'd end up with spots on here. So
you say it's like a bronze or a brown?
What's that?
You said it's like a bronze or a brown?
It's a brown color, but if you put a little bend in it or something, it starts to flake apart.
Well, collect those flakes and send them to me.
Oh, okay. But yeah, we've had to be very careful as we cut these out, not to bend or do too much to it because it'll start to flake apart. Now,
wow,
when you if you treat it right, it goes on well. And but the browns, it's the other thing it does is when you hit it with the heat, you can kind of smudge the paint a little too much to where you get kind of balsa light spots in it. So
I'll be darned.
Yeah, it's not been too forgiving to us. I'll put it that way.
Those brown and bronze tones are not as easy to work with as you think. I know. I have a little experience with it.
Yeah, to say the least.
Well, and then if people remember, Angstrom just always likes a challenge. Our first real plane that we put together was that Twister, and if you all remember, it's chrome. It's got a chrome color to it. I think John Miller pointed out on here. He's like, well, that'll for sure show every single mistake you make.
I guarantee you.
Yeah, sure does. But Angstrom, I guess, goes for the challenge.
I used to take that chrome, the chrome that had the machining in it. Yeah, you remember seeing that. It's not monocoat, but it's the tape. And I put it on the leading edge of my wing on my sailplanes. And when you go turning and there's 5 or 10 of you up trying to get max out of 10-minute flight, and you make a turn, when that thing turned into the sun, you get a flash off of it. It was like a, burst of colors. I always knew which one was mine. Everybody else would just get a flash. Mine had color to it. The guy told me, I was going to the Nationals. They said, you can't use that. They won't let you use it. And I said, well, I'm going to go find out. Nobody said a thing about it except everybody liked it. Everybody liked it. I think he just thought I was going to change my plane right there the last minute before we left for the Nats, and that didn't happen. we had a lot of good fun. There was about 5 guys around here that were just Neil Spainhour and just a bunch of guys that were just a lot of fun. Hard to believe we had at one time, we had the most active RC sailplane club on the East Coast operating out of Hobby Park. Bob, you've seen how big Hobby Park is.
Oh, yeah.
There was 34 of us that were there every Wednesday and every Saturday morning. You had to stand in line to get a chance at the winch. And I mean, it was a bunch of people. We had a lot of fun. Then we went down to Florida thinking we were going to go down to Orlando and show the Orlando Buzzards something. We got our butts handed to us something fierce. Them boys fly all year long. They knew what they were doing.
Home field advantage too.
Yeah, well, that's true too. But man, I'm telling you, them boys could fly. They had people like Dr. Walt Good, the guy that invented the dadgum thermal snifter. I mean, he had a version of thermal snifter. The one we all used, one of our guys designed. But man, I bought one of his while I was down there because I thought it works a lot better, and it did. We had a lot of fun. But there again, just like Stunt, it ain't the contest. It ain't the airplanes, it's the people. I don't remember the airplanes we flew, but I remember a lot of the people. I went down there one time. I went down and I took a plane called a Vildu. It came out in a magazine, Flying Models, I think. And it had terraced wings. You get that thing at any speed, it whistled. So you come in across the field trying to get in for a 100-point landing and make your time. And that thing would just be whistling like crazy. And then come up, mine had top and bottom spoilers on it, which were just like no different than ailerons up and flaps down on the big ones, except they're much smaller. But you could hit a spot with that thing so easy. Several of the guys said, I'm just not sure that's legal. Well, show me where it's not legal in the book and I'll take them off. And they never could, so I kept using them. But man, that plane was cool. I love that old airplane. I got ready to quit flying sailplane. I was a national service tech and I just couldn't be at the meets. And one of the guys wanted to borrow that airplane. I let him borrow it, and that's the last I ever saw it. But that's all right. You live and you learn. I learned you do not loan your best airplane to anybody.
How's your Madman 56 coming, Joe?
It's all built and a carbon fuselage and probably 10 or 12 coats of dope. It's ready to sand down and paint. That's what it's ready for. Engine's all fitted. Everything's done. It just needs sanded on. Fixed a few places that need fixed. I'm gonna shoot it blue, put the roundels, put a nose on it, and be done. I'm not gonna get too fancy.
Oh Lord, another blue one.
Dang right. If Bob can have bronze, I can have blue.
That's right. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. What motor's gonna be in it, Joe?
LA 46.
Will it balance with that?
I don't know, but that's what it's gonna get. It's pretty light. I need to weigh that airplane, see what it weighs. I can always put a carbon fiber spinner and a carbon fiber prop and a heavy spinner on it if I need to.
I wouldn't try to make up weight with a propeller. I'd make up weight maybe I'd put lead in the nose before I'd put a heavy prop on it.
Yeah. There's a carbon fiber prop that works for me, and if I need to use it, I will.
There you go. I know what you mean. That's just got such a short, I've got one of them too, and it's got such a short nose. I'm putting a Merco 60, I plan to use a Merco 61 in mine, but what I'll do is wait till I get it just about finished and then see what motor fits, see what motor it needs, because I don't like putting lead. I'll put a heavier motor in it. But I do have a Merco 61, so one flip start motor.
Sparky, how's your profile coming along?
Coming along good. I got one last piece to make is all, and I'm working on it right now.
Got a flap.
On a flap, yeah. It's gonna be very heavy.
How heavy is very heavy? 60?
Well, as it sits right now, it's 60 ounces without any paint on it.
Oh Lord.
No way. 60?
Well, that's
This-
with all the hardware and everything,
Oh,
right?
okay. Okay.
Yeah, this is 40 ounces right here, and 20 ounces of hardware is 60 ounces.
That's right.
And a paint job. So it ain't gonna be much of a
Well,
paint job.
65 ounces probably. 64, 65 then.
How big is the wing?
740.
Oh, it'll
Oh
be all right.
Lord, it'll be all right.
I'll be right.
Yeah, it's gonna have a Tiger 60, right?
Right.
Well, you ain't gonna have no problem.
I
You
got
know-
a Rojet 76 I'll sell you.
Airplane
I got-
that big, an airplane that big at the net, you're gonna have to get clearance to land.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got a Rojet 65, remember?
Side exhaust?
Yeah.
That's what I'd put in it. Before you can lick your lips. I know you're a Tiger 60 guy, but that Rojet will make more power. You got a lot of airplane right there. 720-inch wings, a big bird.
Yeah.
740,
740. That's
Wow.
a big airplane.
according to
That is a big
Howard.
airplane. I thought you said that was a SV11 wing or something. Good grief.
You must be thinking wrong because I never said that. I haven't used an SV11 wing in 25 years.
That's probably a GOXL knowing you of some sort.
It's actually different than my Junar
Is
XL
it?
wing.
Is it?
Yeah, it has a little more breast and a little more thickness. But
Okay.
it's the same planform, same layout. And how it ended up like that is I just transmitted the numbers to Dan over the phone and he cut the wing. So we're off a little.
It'll
but
be
I-
all right.
I think the foam that he's got is extremely heavy. It wasn't 3/4 ounce foam because the wing came out pretty heavy, and I don't have any. I didn't have 8-pound wood on it. I used 5-pound wood, and I used very little epoxy, and hollowed the tips real well. And there's nothing that I wouldn't do anything else, but the wing came out heavy.
If it's
Well, it's
60,
got a lot of area. It'll be all right.
yeah, if you got 65 ounces,
Be all right.
that's about 13 per square foot, but you got a thick wing. 13 on that big airplane is like a ringmaster at 9, probably. It's not just because an airplane's got my ringmasters are like 8 or 7.5, but the wing's that thick. You got a great big volume airplane. You got a lot of wing.
Yeah, this is a big, thick airfoil, but I think
Yeah,
it's
that'll
about
carry-
2.5 inches thick.
That'll carry 13.
Ooh, you'll be
easy.
all right. You'll be
Yeah,
all
I
right.
think so too. If you do
Well, I got-
66 ounces,
I got busy this week and decided I was gonna copy my hero and figure out how to do molded leading edges. So I got me a ringmaster leading edge and put it on a hardwood block and molded some leading edges, and they come out look just like Bob's. I carried them over to a wing that I got that needs. I got next thing I got to do sheet it, and I laid it up against that thing. Would you believe it laid against that thing just pretty like it was made for it?
These
I
are
said,
the leading edges we put on the other night. That's what it is.
Yep. Yeah, that's right, pretty Bob. Anybody ever told you do good work?
dang right he does good work.
Yeah.
I
I've only
appreciate
bought
that.
about 6.
I appreciate that, but you got to remember, I did this full time a lot of my life. So whatever you guys did full time, I'm sure you're pretty good at too.
Yeah.
So
Well, Joe, I thought enough of him. I bought about 6. I've got or have had about 6 of his wings, and I don't know how many fixtures. Several.
I
He's
probably
always-
got 15 of his fixtures here.
Yeah, he's always been the top guy in my book at doing that stuff.
You build his wing out of his foam jig things.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can't build a lighter, straighter wing, in my opinion.
They work
No
okay.
other way, in my opinion.
that happened. That I had that in my mind for a long time. How to do that? To do that lost foam. It shouldn't have been called lost foam because the foam is not lost. I should have called it foam form building.
That'd be a good word.
But it's too late. So at any rate, it hit me one night about 1989 or 1990. It hit me how to do it. And I was working in the shop, my other shop, before this shop existed. We built this onto the house. I was working in there on somebody's wing, and about 9 o'clock at night, it hit me. It just all came together in my head. I put the project I was working on aside, got out some foam, cut a core, did all the layout work, did everything lost foam wing requires, and built the airplane. I built the wing overnight. And had it done the whole without the flaps, but I had the wing done with the leading edges and the cap strips and shear webs. Had it done by 8 o'clock in the morning, and I hopped in my car and drove up to Carson's, which is about 45 minutes away, Flying Models Magazine, and I brought it in to show my associate Frank Finelli. It weighed 3.5 ounces. That was my Tucker Special wing, and he was looking at it and picking it up. The boss came in, Hal Carstens, the publisher, came in, and he said, "What's this?" And picked it up and put his finger right through the leading edge.
Oh,
and it was like, well, you can't yell at your boss, So I fixed it. But for the next 2 weeks, he called me Bob instead of Hunt. The true story.
That's pretty good.
But that wing worked out okay. That was in my Tucker. It lasted a long time. Matter of fact, that Tucker, we just actually broke it up and threw it away about 2 years ago. It was just getting so beat and had so many flights on it.
Yeah, but it sure flew well. Good gracious.
And I won my first VSC with that airplane.
Did you add 6 ounces to the CG?
Nope.
How could it possibly fly good?
Well, I have a theory about that if you want to hear it.
Oh, I know what the theory is.
You know, but I don't know if everybody else knows.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Okay. Famously, I was taken to task by Ted Fancher and Brett Buck about the weight of the airplane and that it would fly better if it was heavier. And they put ballast in his Tucker and they said it flew better, which I have no doubt it did. But it's not just the weight of the airplane. It's also the power delivery system. If you're flying a Fox 35 type 2.4 low power engine that comes on and shuts off, as it shuts off coming downhill, a light airplane will get blown around like a leaf. But if you're running a Schnurley engine at high RPM with a flat pitch prop, it's like a car in low gear and you're flooring it and it's always pulling. And I believe that airplane weighed 34 or 36 ounces. I bet it would have flown better at 32 ounces than with the system I had. It had a Weber 28 first and then a Weber 32. And I ran it up around 11,000 RPM with a very flat pitch prop, and it would go through anything and it wouldn't get blown around at all. So I think it's more about power loading than it is wing loading. And that when it gets down to that airplane or that type of airplane,
Here's another thing people don't get. When you have a light airplane, you can run it more nose heavy for
True.
directional stability. So it's darting through the air and it'll still turn because it's light.
Yeah,
I
agree.
When you have a heavy airplane, you got to run it tail heavy. So it's floating around. It's terrible.
Yeah. So
Bob,
he was right and I was right. It just depends on what system you're using.
what was the line tension like on that very light Tucker?
Well, you probably know from being around me enough that I'm not a big line tension guy. I want enough, but I don't want excessive line tension. I have a saying. This is one of my original sayings. Rembrandt could not have painted his masterpieces if while he was painting, someone was trying to pull the brush out of his hand. So enough line tension is enough line tension. Excess line tension does nothing for you.
Well, I had a 40-ounce Nobler, 38 40-ounce Nobler with an Aero Tiger, and I was never satisfied with a line tension. I did all the things you do to increase line tension. And eventually I put weight at the CG, and that helped a lot.
What kind of lines were you flying it on?
It's probably 15,000s braided.
Yeah, see, I flew on 12 solids.
Yeah, that would have helped. Yeah.
Yeah.
How much motor offset did you have?
A good bit. Enough at the tips. You were probably getting a 1/4 inch delta at the tips.
Oh, that's a lot.
That's
Yeah.
pretty
I
great.
did everything. The lines were, I think I was down about 56 feet on the lines,
Oh man.
everything. And anyhow, the adding the weight helped.
Well, again, some people, there's different strokes for different folks in every aspect of life. And no one's ever going to convince me that I believe it's possible to build a stunt ship too light, but no one's ever done it.
Yeah. No.
That's right.
Nope. Light is nice, but that's where I struggle with the line tension.
Well, again, if you want more line tension, maybe you have to build a heavier airplane. I was fine with minimal amount of line tension because it just stayed the same everywhere. I think everybody gets too much into a security blanket of all this level flight line tension, and then they have nothing up top. If you and you know, we all know about setting up lead outs and airplanes that pull overhead will reduce the level flight line tension, but you'll increase the vertical line tension, moving the lead outs forward, things like that. Everybody has a different feel they like, and no one's wrong. No one's wrong. It's whatever works for you. It's what's right.
Yeah. I got to watch a close friend of mine discover the benefits of the active timers when he got line tension, top of the hourglass, top of the square eight, right? You spend a lifetime trying to make that happen, and it magically happened.
Did he have the G-force feature on it?
It's a climb and dive. I don't know much about it technically.
Yeah, that Fiorati has that G-force feature, and all of us have learned how to turn off the nose up and turn on the G-force and run it way up, and that works great. You can fly in hurricanes.
Yeah. Yeah, even I fly the Igor system, and I have the sensitivity down pretty low, but you don't hear it as much, but I can certainly feel it at the handle.
Yeah, some guys are running that sensitivity, really too sensitive, and you can hear the airplane just making noise all over the surface. Now, I guess if they like that, that's okay. I mean, again, whatever you like is what you like.
Yeah,
I don't like that much, but I find that G-force really does it for me.
So, what's G-force sensing?
Well, I don't know the exact terminology, but when you're flying level, it'll calibrate, and when you take off and have the G-force on, it takes 4 laps for it to calibrate. Right, and the little blue light will flash like crazy. I'm just locked up. I locked up for a minute. The little blue light will flash like crazy, and then when it stops flashing about 4 laps, it's calibrated, and then it senses the tension and level flight. And then you get up top, if you lose tension, it'll increase the power of the motor to increase the tension.
Okay, so I think it's sensing lateral acceleration.
That's exactly what I think, Jim.
Yeah.
Lateral acceleration or deceleration.
And when you lose it up top, like at the top of the hourglass or overheads or whatever, it kicks in.
Yep.
And the reason I don't like the nose up feature is the nose up works from 45 degrees to 90 degrees. So if you're doing in wind a little bit larger loops and you get to 45, you don't want it to kick in. It's going to kick in anyway.
Mm-hmm. So that's sensing.
Am I breaking up?
Not in the last little bit.
So that must be sensing pitch changes, a change in pitch, and it boosts. Then sounds like. Well, what you're describing.
When the sensor in the airplane gets to 45 degrees, the angle of it, that's when it comes on. And I don't like that. I've turned that off, but I love the G-force feature.
Okay.
Now, Paul Emerson just sent me the new hourglass timer, I guess he calls it. And it's got the twin function and the retract function, and that's going in one of my new twins. I'm going to do some beta testing.
Who's that from?
Paul Emerson. He's a guy. He's a circuit flyer, the guy that makes the climb and dive.
Climb and dive. Yeah. Okay. So
really
you're the
nice
one
guy.
doing the beta testing. He said there was someone going to do the beta testing.
I'm one of a couple of different people he's got doing some work with him.
Hey, haven't heard much of the discussion on the climb and dive, but that was our first active timer we grabbed right after Nats. When we threw our hat into the ring for team trials, we said we wanted to get an active timer. Everybody's throwing out the Fioretti and the Igor. There's price tag behind that, and so one of the hardest things for me, I'm in the wrong sport. I get caught up between being competitive and the cheapskate in me. And so the climb and dives are very affordable, and we put it on. And I mean, Angstrom right out of the gate, he's like, "This is incredible." And so
they work.
They work fine. The Igor timer it's more expensive. It's like $180, but it's got more functions too. It's got more things you can adjust.
Yep.
The kick in the corner thing, which the new climb and diver, I think he calls it the hourglass timer, that has a function that you can adjust kick in the corner.
Yeah,
the thing of it is, the way I look at it, for you before you retired, and for Jim and guys that are really flying, iPad Joe over here, the guys that are really at the top of the game, Igor is the way to go, probably. But for guys like me that are never going to get top 5 at the nationals, that climb and dive sounds like the way to go. Yeah,
that's the new Igor 12 pin.
Yeah,
12 pins.
It's a great little machine, but I just don't know that I need. I mean, I don't know if it's going to do me any good.
There you go, Bob. You're big, Bob.
Oh, okay.
You're big, Bob.
Big Bob. Yeah, that's the. And you can see it has 6 pins up here and 6 pins since he's already plugged into. Now, I have no clue. I can't honestly tell you how all this works because I haven't tried it yet. I'm waiting for Mikey Palco to come up and work with me for a day because he's had experience with it. And we're going to put it in one of my twins. We're going to put that Emerson's, I think he calls it the hourglass timer, the new climb and dive version. We're going to put that in another airplane, and we're going to go out and do a test. We're going to find out which one we like best.
Let us know, Bob.
Well, I will, but not tonight because there's enough snow on the ground. I don't get much prop clearance, so.
Yeah, and the batteries don't work either.
Yeah,
that's something I found out the hard way. Batteries don't like cold weather.
Well, here's the secret to it. Keep the batteries at an ambient temperature of about 70 degrees and put a hand warmer or something in a bucket, put the batteries in there, and then put them in the airplane and they'll go up from there. But if they're colder than that, they'll never come up to temperature and they won't last long.
Yeah.
Put a warm battery in the airplane.
Yeah.
Once it starts running,
that's kind of what I figured.
It'll make it warm.
That's kind of what I figured. Hand warmers in a thermostat, whatever you call it.
Yeah,
I forgot the name of the darn thing.
Pop
Anyway,
the truck open, throw your batteries on top of the engine, and throw a towel on it, and pull them out one at a time as needed. You'll be cold and tired before your batteries get cold.
Yep.
I ain't gonna argue with Joe.
It would
I've
work.
learned better.
Car block's hot. We had
Because David Eiskin coming in.
Did you guys ever remember Alan Perrette?
Yes.
Alan Perrette came to Tulsa from El Dorado one night, spent a couple of days with us, flew the Cub and all this stuff. And we went out there, clean and made dinner, I guess what it was. And there was a good bit of leftover Mexican. He was going to go home the next day. He said, Colleen, can I take a couple of those tacos or burritos or whatever? Well, sure, So he said, is there any aluminum foil? So we got him aluminum foil and he wrapped it up. Next morning, he took it out of the ice box, popped his truck up, and put those aluminum foils on his engine of his car. He said, time comes, they'll be hot and ready to eat. I said, you rascal.
Hey.
But he sure enough did that.
He
Joe,
was from
was
Louisiana.
Yes, he was.
Nice guy.
Not Slidell or something like that. North of Louisiana, north of New Orleans.
He passed away
Joe,
about years ago.
Yeah, 3, I would think.
Yeah.
Joe, we used to do that on our bucket truck when it get.
Did you?
Yeah. 10 o'clock, we'd eat 11:30, but if you were up pulling cable or something, you couldn't tear the truck down and leave. You had to stay there with it. So about 10 o'clock, everybody would bring their lunch bags out and we'd put stuff on the motor because diesel's got a big old flat head on it.
Sure.
Lay that stuff on top of the motor and close the hood down and go back to work.
Alan sure enough did.
11:30, pop that thing open, everything's toasty warm.
He was quite a guy. I enjoyed him. He was nice to Colleen and I, for sure. Kind.
He was
He was
smart
nice
too.
to everybody. Very kind guy.
He
Kind.
was a smart guy, too. He was innovative too.
He was, absolutely. The stuff he built to build stuff with was impressive,
Yeah.
And he was wanting to make this he didn't like crimping lines. So he made this fancy little thing that could bend wire and bend it around and then wrap the wire around that and crimp it and make it, not crimp, but wrap it and make it work. And I said, that's all fine and good, but that's a lot of trouble, dude. You sure that's going to be strong enough? Oh, yeah. So I went and got a piece of wire. I crimped one end just because I crimp it. And I said, wrap yours around and let's try it. And he did it about 5 times and it broke in his thing every time. He was worried about crimps breaking before wraps. And if I wrap properly, my wraps will be better than my crimps. But for a quick fix at the field, crimping's just fine.
Hey, look who joined us.
Gordon.
Hey, Gordy.
Hi, guys.
How are you, Gordon? Where you been, man?
I've been trying to clean up that explosion in my basement.
Well, I've been trying to work on mine, but I'm not having much luck with it.
Oh, I'm talking about a real explosion.
Oh, a real one?
Yeah.
What exploded?
I had an old can of paint stripper for not dope, but epoxy. And I had it on the back shelf with a bunch of cans in front of it. And, I went down. I heard the noise, but I thought it was outside. And so after Christmas, I went downstairs and here's all these cans been blown out across the floor with all
Oh
this
my gosh.
dried up paint stripper. And it was all over the shelf and all over my linoleum floor.
What caused it? The water heater?
What's that?
What caused it? The water heater?
Well, I've got insulation, but the water heater and the house heater's on the opposite wall.
It don't matter. Let me tell you what happened. The fumes from one of them cans was leaking fumes, and the fumes hold close to the floor, and it just laid on the floor and went over to the water heater, and when it lit off, so did the can.
Well, it's completely separate rooms.
Well, you have the door open or closed?
No, well, there's no door between the water heater and my shop.
Okay, so separate rooms, no door. The fumes hang all over the whole basement. They probably filled the whole basement floor.
What fumes?
From the paint stripper was leaking, or whatever blew up.
Well, it was the paint stripper blew the whole bottom of the can out of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, my daughter came by and she scrubbed on the floor for several hours. And it's as good as it's going to get. We didn't get it all off, but it's not as bad. And the bad part is I had my Pathfinder profile stuck there in the closet temporarily. And it had paint stripper dried all over the wings. Anyway, I spent a couple hours on it and got it all off it.
Did it catch, when you say exploded, did it get hot and explode? Did it spark and get it? Something had ignition, you know?
I think it got hot. You know, because we're in the winter time and the furnaces, instead of AC now, we're on heat. And I think it heated up that back wall where the can was. I mean, it blew the whole bottom out of the can.
Yeah.
You know, I had a bunch of quart cans that were 4 to 5 feet away from the shelf from where they were.
Man, it really blew.
Yeah.
Good grief. Well, I have a question for you, Gordon.
Okay.
What happened? You went from a big dog to a regular sized cat. What's the deal here? There's the little dog.
Oh,
Where's
that
the big
cat-
dog?
That cat's about 8 years old.
Where's the dog?
Answer the phone or whatever's ringing.
It's not my phone.
Not much. I'm trying to get in this Stunt Hangar. I can't get
I
in.
think it's
man.
Dave's.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that you, David?
Okay, there's my big dog.
Yeah, mute him. Mute him, Gary.
He's too fucking old.
Hey,
Yeah.
Laura's
hey, buddy.
watching, Rachel Mann out downstairs in the living room.
Definitely. Okay.
Yeah.
You might
Okay,
have
David,
Yeah, you did
if-
mute him.
We can't get you on your camera. If you're on an iPad or or iPad or a laptop, at the top there's where your camera is. I had a little lens on there, and I'd switched it on, not really knowing it, and covered up my eye. So see if you got that, and maybe that'll get your camera ready, so it'll work.
To play guitar and sing, and this bass player Paul.
Now you gotta
Now you
mute
got another-
My
Lenore.
friend's he's
Now
a
you
really
got
good
that.
musician,
Yeah.
but he's a real personality problem, and he's just so negative.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's really, really bad. Well,
Well, it
he
says
got the
he's
flu one day,
muted,
he
but I
called
hear
me,
him. I
"Hey,
know
can
that's
you
his.
go
Yeah.
suck
Or
my dick?"
Gary.
Yeah. Right.
We
And
got
I'm like, yeah, sure, I wouldn't filled in. They fucking loved me.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're talking to each other.
Yeah.
So, Gordon, do you have gas heat? Is that what we're just talking about?
What's that?
Do you
Yes.
have gas heat?
Yeah,
Yeah.
guaranteed. That's what happened.
Yeah, that's probably where it came from then.
Yeah.
I've never had a problem, and that's probably been on the shelf for, well, ever since I switched from yellow to white on my twin. I had to use that to get the epoxy off. I've never stripped paint off an airplane with a plastic scraper before.
Oh me.
Yeah. I said that thing. That was like stripping a 747.
Oh yeah.
Thing was huge.
Well, I'm glad that's all that happened. It sounds like that could have been a lot worse.
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
If I'd gone down and checked when I heard it, it'd been an easy cleanup. But where I let it dry for several weeks. Hey, Bobby.
Yeah.
I just want you to know I'm about done writing the article.
All right.
So
Hey.
you probably have it in a week.
Sounds good to me.
I'll probably have to mail the pictures to you.
That's cool. That's cool. I can scan them in and get them back to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of research. I found a lot of twins that I didn't know existed that were flown at the Nats, and Win Paul's been helping me a little bit. So we got some more data, to use on that. We're doing a history piece on twins.
Is that electric sweet behind you?
Yes.
How did it fly being electric? Good?
Flies great. Flies great. Does about 80 miles an hour with a power 10. And we're going to put a much better, higher wind in it. And I think it'll get it up to about 115, 120.
It'll perform a lot better.
Right now,
too.
there's an FAI electric speed event. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
I think they're going to run it at the Worlds. And the electric FAI speed ships are going faster than any Glow airplane has ever gone in that event.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, up at the Northwest Regionals, they used to have a speed contest for classic combat planes designed before 1970.
Mm-hmm.
And I won it 2 years in a row at 132 miles an hour.
What was the airplane?
That was one of my original Challengers.
Yeah, that's picking them up and putting them down. Hold on a second. Everybody has seen this, but you, Gordy.
Make him big, Gary.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
This is
Way
you can see the
cool.
nose. I got cooling openings there, a little face there, and then I got outlets on the top, and I got adjustable lead outs in it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it really flies good.
Wait a minute.
Weighs nothing
Wait a
and
minute.
flies well. So, got a
Yeah.
long tail motor. The thing's really, really long.
I got one downstairs with an OS 25 that used to belong to Bob Liscombe.
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah,
have.
he brought it to Tucson one time.
Yes, he did. And I saw him fly it.
Me too.
He also had the original kit he ordered from a mail, and it had 100 stamps or so on the box, and I have that one. Plus, I have a Walter Upland kit. Well, that's way cool there, Bob.
Someone made a kit of that. Wow.
That's a lot cleaner because the IC motor's sticking out in the open.
Yeah, yeah. I got a lot of ribbing, but I took it to the vintage combat flying up here the first time until everybody saw it fly. Then like a million questions, you know. I liked it.
Yeah, I built my first one around, I think 58, maybe 59, and I didn't put the dams on it.
And the wing fences, yeah.
The third flight, it chased me across the circle.
The story behind that, you know, the two guys that developed that airplane, one guy was Lester Grogan, and the other guy, I forgot his first name. The last name was Hale. Lester Grogan and the kid Hale, and it was designed, I think, in '53, and in Texas, and they flew it at a lot of local. It became pretty popular in Texas, and they took it to the Nats one year. And I thought these guys were like aeronautical engineers. Turns out they were like 14 years old when they designed it, and they took it to the Nats, and somebody protested the fences, saying they were streamer catching devices, and they took them off, and the airplanes never flew right after they took the fences off.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They thought they was having an advantage to catch the streamers.
Yep.
And they were actually put on there because the swept wing was so steep.
Yeah. It flies great. It flies like a little stunt ship. It corners and locks and tracks, does, you know, at 80 miles an hour. But I could probably put something in and slow it down a little bit, you know, or just slow that motor down a little bit. It's only about 1,100 kV, but now they've got motors that are like 2,000 and 3,000 kV. I get a lot shorter flights, that's for sure. But it would reach lunar insertion speed.
Yeah, I'd put a motor in there up to 110.
At my age, I'm not sure I want to go that fast anymore.
If you do, stand in one place and sort it.
Yeah.
Just get your lawn chair, sit out there, and have somebody launch it.
Yeah.
Lazy eights, bro, Bob. Lazy eights.
That's the only kind of eights I know how to do anymore.
Oh, bull.
I think the rule of thumb on full-scale aviation, if you have an airplane that goes 100 miles an hour with 100 produced horsepower, do you know how much horsepower it would take to make that airframe go 200? What's your best guess?
400.
800.
800?
800. 800 horsepower to drag the same airframe twice as fast.
The technical term for that is Ed, correct me, airframe speed.
Airframe.
I remember when I went over to Grumman, when I was Bob Aberley was my technical editor for Flying Models, and he invited us over to Grumman when they were making the Tomcats, and at that point they were trying to put a B-1 bomber motor into a Tomcat, which they did, and way more thrust. And I said, well, it's going to go a whole lot faster. He says, no, it's only going to go about 6 miles an hour faster, but it's going to have much more performance within that envelope.
It'll go straight up to get there.
Straight up to get there. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's an
What-
airframe.
What year was that, Bob?
That was 1979, 80.
Yeah, because the A motors were out in '73, and they were weak.
Yeah.
Yeah. What got me, I saw a thing on TV about that plane last night or night before. They said that the only thing that killed that airplane was the fact that it was 50 hours on the ground for every hour in the air. 50. It said, now, it didn't actually take 50 hours, but it took 5 guys 10 hours to get it ready to go back up.
The most amazing thing about
Really?
that airplane was the wing box. It was titanium, and they had to come up with a special process to weld that wing box.
Yeah. The guy who actually was the ramrod and the big chief engineer in that thing was a guy named Bob Kress. He was the chief engineer on that project. I got to meet him. He's a pretty interesting guy. Funny, we were out there in the hangar. About every 5 minutes, you'd hear this boom, really loud. And I asked Averly, I said, what's that? He says, well, we pick these things up 25, 30 feet in the air. We spin the tires and we get it going forward on a gantry and let it go and hit the ground, simulating a carrier landing. And they just do it all day and all night.
Trying to break it.
Yeah, see how long those gear are going to hold.
Well, that's what an aircraft carrier landing is. It ain't a landing. It's a controlled crash.
Yeah, it's an arrival.
They even spun the tires the wrong way to play like it was going forward to get the jerk on the gear.
Yeah, they had a little thing that they put it on a track. It would go forward. They spin the tires. They would run it forward and drop it, and it would crash onto the ground. And then they put it back up again and just keep doing it over and over and over and over.
Trying to kill it.
Did you see how they test the wings, how they bend them? They got some cranes or something, and they bow the wings. They're just bowed like crazy.
They had hydraulic presses. It had one of the fuselages in there, and they had hydraulic presses on it, and they were putting airframe loads on the airplane 24/7.
Yep, he froze up.
For a year to see where it would fail. See where it would fail. And there was like hundreds of these hydraulic lines running to this airplane, and little jacks that would press against the fuselage and everything. It was amazing.
It is.
Guys, I worked on them
this thing's
airplanes
locking
when they were brand new. Yeah, it's locking
This thing's
up a little.
I'm going to head out for the evening. It was good seeing everybody.
Always good to see you, Bob. You take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Take care, Bobby.
I'm tired from shoveling and snow blowing, so I'm going to go take a nap.
Bob, when you get a chance, look up de Havilland mullet. I'm getting ready to share it if it's a good time.
De Havilland mullet?
Yep.
Okay. I'll look it up. I like that airplane that John Miller showed us the Miles, that twin engine Miles thing. Did you?
Yeah, the twin
that
engine.
Was incredible.
Yeah. Two booms have booms on it.
Yeah.
That thing was. Did it have booms? I don't think it had booms, did it? No.
No, one fuselage and 2 nacelles.
Okay.
Oh, that's right.
Semi-elliptical wing. That was really cool.
Yeah.
I like it. So, all
That
right,
is
guys.
cool.
Be good.
See you.
All right.
Share it with us, Ed. Let's see it.
I'm hopefully getting there now.
De Havilland.
Yep. Let's see here. I'm there. Now I got to go back
Turn it on, Gary.
to you
I am.
guys. And where did my screen sharing disappear to?
Check your pockets.
It's too cold to do that.
Screen share. Oh, there it is. Share. Duh. Sharing is not turned on.
Just Gary will hit the button. Gary's running the show tonight. Because I was working.
Now can you?
Go down to the share button and click the allow multiple people to share.
Oh, you're talking.
He's talking.
Talking to Gary. There you go.
There you go. Okay.
Well done. Well done.
I'm not sure if
Oh,
is this for real or
that's an
what?
AI airplane.
Oh,
dude.
wow.
That's an AI airplane. That ain't never
That's-
been built.
That's what I kind of figured, especially when I saw the canopy, but it caught my attention after the last meeting.
That's a mosquito wing and tail and rudder.
Yeah.
Fuselage front half and an engine on the front. That's an AI thing, I believe. I never saw that.
It's the flight of the Phoenix.
There you go.
So I'll have to do a little bit more research on that one.
But that's mosquito wings, hands down.
Yeah.
Elevators.
No, yeah. Mosquito everything.
Yes, absolutely. even the fuselage. So.
Yeah.
With the mosquito nose grafted onto the nose.
It caught my attention.
Sure, it's pretty.
See Jimmy Stewart flying it.
Yeah. There's a company in Britain called Hanley Page, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They designed, my gosh, there must have been 100 airplanes back in the day. World War on up for a while.
How many of you guys, when you were younger, used to watch 12 O'Clock High?
Man, I got every one of them on my TV right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad flew in one of them darn things. You know, I never knew that the B-17s went out when they were going to put up 200 planes. The B-17s went out, and then later they launched the B-24 Liberators. And I couldn't figure out why they launched the Liberators second. It's because they would catch up to the 17s on the way home, and they'd have to slow down to the speed of the 17 so they could come home as a pack because there was safety in numbers. I never knew that. I thought the B-24, I didn't think the B-24 was the airplane that the 17 was, but apparently it was a better airplane.
I don't know if it's better, but if you stop and look at the logistics.
It was faster anyway.
To get 1,000 airplanes launched from how many different bases? 800 miles apart or to where they're going. Everybody get there at the same time, to rendezvous at the same time. Dude, that was impossible.
No, they did it.
It's amazing what they did. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
you probably shouldn't rely on what the winds were going to be.
Well, they had a pretty good guess, but I bet they hunted for that too a little. But they send out airplanes ahead to figure that out too in the mornings. But it changes. It's still a logistic nightmare to get 1,000 airplanes in the air in the same within an hour, say. And I don't know how many bomber bases there were in England and France. I don't know.
I think off a carrier they can get 3 a minute.
3 a minute. That's the rule.
I think so.
Yep, that's probably right.
Yeah, but that's fighters. The dang bombers were, man, I don't know.
I don't know if they let wheels get off the ground for the next one win or not. They had a rule on that. I don't know it.
Well, the Doolittle Raiders came off an aircraft carrier.
Yeah, but they didn't come back to there. They went on the aircraft carrier with a crane, though.
Yeah, but they went off there. I bet they went off one every 30, 40 seconds. I bet 1 a minute for sure.
Yeah, probably did. Did.
I would say 3 a minute, but
maybe
they got an angled deck and a forward deck.
Well, the little bombers had a straight deck in that time. You know.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I think they came off the Hornet. Is that the one they were on?
That's exactly right. Yeah. Yes, sir.
And it was it was a regular ship, and they put a flat top on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the way several of the flat tops were back then, because a lot of the real carriers had been destroyed at Pearl.
No.
2 of them.
No.
There weren't but 8.
Nope, they didn't have any carriers at Pearl, and the destroyers at Pearl were World War I ships.
Yeah, well, a lot of the early carriers were. That's what I'm saying. They were taking World War I ships, putting flat decks on them.
Yeah, the carrier fleet was out to sea during Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
But what he's saying is, was there any carrier fleet in World War II in 1941 that weren't other types of ships converted to carriers?
I think maybe the Oriskany.
Yeah, I don't know that answer.
I don't know.
It could be easy to Google when was the first World War II carrier made the year.
Yeah. I don't know, but I tell you what, I went to South Carolina and saw the Yorktown, I think it is, sitting in, it's not dry dock. It's sitting out there
What year
beside
was the first year of the angle deck carrier?
beside a submarine, and the submarine
Royal was launched in 1955 as the first carrier built
55.
with an angled deck from the start. That same year, the U.S. Forrestal class became the first American supercarriers to feature the design.
Yeah.
Well,
Because I don't think there were any angle decks during World War
not in
II.
World War II. Not in World War II, not that I know about. But those guys did some amazing things, though. I mean, they had some great big steel ones. A lot of those guys did, because that flying and doing what they did and off what they had to work with. I just
Do you
don't
know
know
what
how
a
they had
flight
the
deck's
gumption.
made out of? Flight deck is made out of timber.
Wood.
Yep. Wood
On the
and
originals,
steel.
yeah.
No, on the ones we got now, wood and steel.
They're wood now?
They're sandwiches. It's steel, wood, steel, wood, steel. And then they run non-skid on the top. The steel absorbs the shock of the airplane crashing on the deck.
I didn't know that. I know there's a chunk on the back of the aircraft carrier now. It's like 2 foot by 2 foot.
Let's see if they're still using it.
That's replaceable, because the Aegis landing system lands, the catch bar hits the same place so many times it wears out a place in the deck. I had a cousin that has one of the old pieces that was worn out. They said it just looked like you just beat on the thing with a hammer so much you bent the metal out and cupped it out.
This is remarkable. In World War II, there was 143 carriers built between 41 and 45. 19 fleet ones, that's the big ones like the Yorktown, 9 light carriers, and 115 escort carriers. The Chrysler Company shipyard built 50 Chrysler escort carriers in 20 months in World War II. You think about that.
Jeez.
How about the supply ships that were built there was one built in a day?
Chrysler built them too, Liberty ships.
Liberty ships, yeah. At one
They
point,
quit
they were
using
turning
wood
out one a day.
They quit using wood on flight decks in 1980.
1980.
Yeah, one of my best friend's dad was a welder building those ships.
Mm-hmm.
That's all he did, 8 hours a day, is weld.
With purpose. He wasn't messing around.
Oh, he was an incredible welder. He come over one time and says, Gordy, can you pull the engine out of my boat? I said, yes, I can. I said, what's the problem? He says, it's got a crack just about 2 inches below the head. And cast iron is really tough to weld.
Real hard.
Oh, it's a booger.
So
It'll
he
melt
drilled
if you're not careful.
2 holes at each end of the crack, and he run that weld. I mean, it was beautiful. And I noticed, I said, when he brought it back, I says, well, look at this. You welded all the way down. He says, I ended up welding all the way around. He says, I couldn't get it to stop cracking. So he had a weld 360 degrees. It was absolutely beautiful. And we put it back in the boat. Never had a problem with it.
Chased the crack bound to the original weld, and it okay then.
Yeah.
Hey, darn.
Yeah.
Here's what they say about the wood. Wood was abandoned because it's susceptible to fire and damage from kamikaze attacks, whereas metal decks, especially armored decks, proved more durable. They're using now skateboard flight decks, and let's see, the skateboard flight decks are not made of wood. They are constructed using fiber reinforced epoxy, making them thinner and stronger than the traditional 7-ply maple decks. So
I'll be darned.
Yeah, they got to have something in there for a shock absorber, so they're using probably.
Makes sense. Makes sense. If you've ever seen an F-104 or an F-100 Thunder Thud, F-104 is the Thunder Thud. F-100 Super Sabre land. I have never seen anything hit a deck so hard and not be called a total crash.
Well, watch an F4 then.
Well, F4 is about, well, it seems to hit softer than a 100. The 100 just, I mean, the gear collapses down to where it looks like it's going to come through the top of the wing and then comes back. F4 comes in, it's a nice landing compared to an F100.
Crash.
Well, they're all controlled crashes. That's all any of them are.
Dude, them guys.
Even the 117, I saw one of those land, and it looked like a controlled crash as well. They just fly into the deck. But you got to remember, they're out at sea. They got to first find that little tiny dot in the middle of the ocean. It may be a mile long or nearly a mile long, but it's a little tiny dot out in that ocean. Then they got to land on it. And that sucker is rolling side to side and pitching up and down 12 feet. Boom. That's the only way to get on the dang thing.
The time over deck is so short. You ain't got time to finesse it. It's got to come in and arrive and hit and get on the ground.
Yeah.
There's no finesse to flare and hold it off. You're past the deck too quick.
That's why, unbeknownst to most, they have ACL, which is automatic carrier landing. The computer lands.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The tail hook hits in the same place so often.
The line
place that chunk of the deck.
The pilot lines it up on the ball, turns it, pushes that button, and lets it go forward. And unless the paddles waves him off, the computer lands the airplane. They had that in 1974.
Yeah.
Wow.
The 117, the black jet, or I've forgotten what else they call it. The little goofy looking fighter.
The
stealth fighter.
Goblin.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the real name is.
Yeah. They said, David said, when you line up with that thing for a landing, he said the last 300 feet, you're at the mercy of the computer. If the computer fails, you are just as likely as not going to fly into the back of that deck.
I didn't know 117 ever even landed on a carrier.
Oh yeah.
I know.
Can you imagine Can you imagine the pucker level coming in?
Yeah.
Them guys got nothing to steal.
Well, they did studies on that in the Vietnam War, and nighttime landings, the heart rate was higher than when they were getting shot at in combat.
No doubt.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you know whether you're going to land on the deck or run into the back of the deck. One thing about it, if you hit the back of the deck,
it's over.
You'd never know it. It would happen so fast you'd never know it.
Well, they said a nighttime carrier landing is the only place you can have take a dump, have an orgasm at the same time.
Now that's an analogy, buddy. That's an analogy. Woo.
Those guys are good. Don't kid yourself.
No. So back to model airplanes, we're going to have a contest this weekend, and we're going to fly carrier. So I'm looking
Oh, my
forward to
word.
that.
You got yours drug out and run it?
Yep.
Good for you.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what's bad? You know what's bad? This man's going to have a contest this weekend. That means he's not got ice and snow. He's going to have some fun. Jim, you're making me jealous, but I've been out there in the middle of summer, and I'm not jealous of your midsummer temperatures.
Right. That's right. It's not fun here in the summer, but now is very nice.
I bet.
Where are you at?
Don't do it in the
Arizona?
summer.
I'm in Chandler, outside of Phoenix.
Yeah, I know where it is.
They got to do indoor flying in the summertime.
Yeah.
It's a dry heat. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're nuts.
It's
It's hot. I don't care how you spell it. It's hot.
I like it.
Yep.
How do you do it, Jim? I mean, seriously, how do you have a contest? How do you go flying when it's going to be 110 degrees?
You don't go.
Well, in the summer we do fly.
Yeah.
Daylight.
We leave. You get to the field at about 5 a.m. as the sun is rising, and there's a couple nice hours at dawn, and we fly in that, and then it's about 95, 100, and we stop.
Fly till noon and then go inside.
Oh,
that
not
makes
noon.
sense.
9:30 have breakfast.
9:30 is plenty hot.
Have breakfast.
But that's what so
Yeah.
we fly year round. But that's the summer routine.
That's neat.
Work.
That's neat.
Work.
Hey Jim, who are you expecting to show up at the carrier event?
Myself, Lou Wolgast, Pete Mazur, Dick Perry.
Oh, Dick's
Whoa.
coming? Well
Yeah.
done.
Dick lives in Albuquerque, so
He does,
yeah, it's not too far.
No. What about Bert?
And Bert. Yeah, Bert.
I think is he an OB-52 pilot? I think he might be. Ask him that this weekend when you see him.
Okay.
I think he was an OB-52 pilot.
Might be.
Who's that, Bert?
No. Dick Perry
Dick Perry.
out of Albuquerque. Bart's an airline captain, retired.
Bart flew for the airlines. Yeah. Bert also flew, I think, corporate biz jets.
Probably.
Pretty neat.
No. Yeah, Bert is mighty good carrier pilot. Boy,
Yes, sir.
Both him and Dick have been incredibly helpful to me. To make me
if Dick don't know it, you're in trouble. I mean,
no.
He wrote the article for years and years.
I wish more people would fly it. It's a lot of fun. And quite the challenge.
I'm building one, but I don't know. Everybody keeps telling me you need to build it electric, and I'm building it with. I've got an old OS 35S that I'm putting on it.
Just build it strong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Angstrom and I found Carrier like 2 years ago, and I don't know, it's been a blast. And just like you said, Jim, I wish we were at a time when there were some more people doing it, because when you're there's only 2 or 3 people around, it loses some luster there. But man, we have a fun time putting those carrier planes up and all the elements of it. I mean, it's not something you just walk into and do with ease, especially the slow laps. The number of times we've been in the middle of a slow lap and then you get a wobble and a tail hit, or you even in the electric side run out of a battery. You run out of juice. It's good times, man.
Yep. If you're going to be good at it, you better practice.
Yep. I've been admonished because I don't practice.
I like it. I flew it at Brodax once or twice.
But getting a carrier ship working is just as difficult as getting a stunt ship tuned up correctly.
Absolutely.
There's a lot to it.
I can believe that, especially the ones where you see the outboard tip come up and the flaps go down and the lines slide backwards and the rudder flips. Lord have mercy.
The throttle control is a real big deal.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's got to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Back in 1973, my buddy Jim Womack had a Guardian with a KMB 40 in it. And it was pretty small. And I had back surgery and was walking around in a body cast. And he was going to get somebody to launch it. And dummy, I said, "Oh, I can launch it for you." He says, "Can you get out of the way?" "Oh, yeah." So we fired it up. I let him go. And I stopped to pick up the battery. And before I even stood up, it went right over my head.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm moving a little slower than I thought I was.
You got to ignore everything. You got to turn it loose and run. In 4 seconds, 3 seconds, it'll be back over your head.
Oh, yeah. And then the body cast, you don't move very fast.
No. There's Jim's right there. Which engine, Jim?
That's a Thunder Tiger 36.
Thunder Tiger 36.
Yeah.
Going to go 80.
That's a Momo, isn't it?
It's an MO1.
Yeah.
I don't know what mile per hour it does.
Don't know.
But it flies good. It's a Dick Perry design. Flies good.
Yeah.
And here's the other one. I got 2 carrier airplanes. Yeah.
Skyray.
No, it's a Snipper.
Snipper, okay.
Little 15 size.
Oh,
it's a lot of fun.
That's got a Cox Conquest 15 in it.
How does that run, Jim, the Conquest?
It runs pretty good. I just recently found a guy in Sacramento, and he swapped out the piston liner he gave for an ABC setup, and he it was great. He did all the work. He shimmed the head. He knew where it needed to go, how much, and it runs fine. Runs fine. The hardest thing with these is getting the throttles to work. And the 15 throttles are really difficult.
Now, are you limited on nitro?
Yes. I didn't know that for a while. I was running 30% all the time until I read the rules. And it's 10% max. So I missed that. I think they ran much better on the high nitro.
Yeah.
The response is better for sure.
No.
Stayed lit better too.
Well, that's we're gonna fly carrier on Thursday, Friday, and then regular stunt Saturday, Sunday.
Sounds like fun. What are you flying in stunt?
In stunt?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fly old time. I'll fly my galloping comedian. I'm gonna be a judge in classic, and then I'll fly the Predator and Expert on Sunday.
That Predator's a good looking airplane.
It's a good fly. I flew it. I hadn't flown it since Las Vegas. I flew it yesterday, actually. Yes, flies well. So Gordon, I was going to call you. Are you going to come to VSC?
I'm thinking about it.
Why don't you think about it? Why don't you come? Why don't you come and be a judge?
I could probably do that.
I'll sign you up. I know a guy.
I think we want to get out of
Jim
Dodge.
knows a guy.
All right, that's great. We'll talk later.
Okay.
Hey guys, I got a combustion setup question. Let me grab this plane and tank and see what you all think. Hold on.
What is that airplane?
We're working on a smoothie here. The one we're coating right now is a smoothie. And then I've got a racing plane here. This is a Buster.
Oh, yeah.
They fly it for, what is that? Foxburg Racing at Brodax. And so, question I got here. So, the tank, and I'm horrible at combustion, so forgive me if I say words wrong. No, I'm a complete novice. But Uniflow tank here, we had it up here, like right on the wing. I don't know if you can see things well, but there's not a lot of room. And so what happened is the feeder would go to this needle valve on the back plate, and it would create a loop. And it was just so tight, it just didn't work efficiently. So we did this, and people said, yeah, you need something that's more of a straight shot. So I was thinking about putting the tank, I don't know how well people can see it, down.
No.
It's going to draw too hard. And go
You
lean.
won't have any head pressure.
I'd like to make a suggestion. Why don't you take that off the back plate and put it through the Venturi?
He's got one in the Venturi.
We the back plate is just staying on there. I've got one up front now.
Well, cut that off.
Yeah, cut it off.
Just Dremel that booger off.
So, well, my question becomes is it's not a stunt ship, so it doesn't need to go inverted or anything. What's wrong with having the tank down here so that it
won't draw?
It won't draw.
It goes lean, and fly. Leaner and leaner and leaner.
Because it's low? Is there gravity?
Draw the fuel.
Right.
You want draw the fuel. And you're fighting gravity.
Think about it this way. On a stunt ship, when that thing's in the center, if you lower it, what does it do? It runs leaner. If you raise it, it runs richer. It runs richer because it's drawing easier. All right. So if it goes down, it leans out because it's harder to draw.
And it
Well, if you
gets
run like
leaner
that,
as
it's
the
going to be
tank
hard to
goes
draw
down.
all the time.
As the tank goes away, it gets leaner and leaner and leaner. Plus,
Okay.
that's a
So-
drag issue there for sure.
So hold on to that for a second. So okay, so here's my thing: is if it's low, it has this little bend here. I don't know how well y'all can see this. If it's low, I've got a piece of weed trimmer in there so it doesn't kink when I bend it. But if it's low, it just goes right under into the needle valve. Not much of a bend. If I put it up right, right on the wing, there's got to be a heck of a bend in here under to be able to get
As
the
long
needle.
as long as it's not crimped, it's
Right.
fine. It'll flow. It's important that the fuel line not touch the engine anywhere.
Yep.
And not be crimped, and
Okay.
have the smoothest possible flow path. But it can handle a little zigzag, little S bend.
Okay, so putting more of a kink in this isn't gonna hurt anything as long as, like you said, it's not crimped, and that's what I'm doing with.
So let's talk about language. I'm saying the word bend. You're saying the word kink. No kinks. A kink is a restriction. You can't stand that.
Yep. Okay, so universally, people are saying that even though this isn't a stunt ship and won't get inverted and all that stuff, that if the tank's sitting low, it's gonna have problems.
It won't draw adequately.
Okay. All right. I believe everybody here. I just want to make sure that I get it right this time because, again, with that needle valve on the back plate, this thing, the feeder was coming out, and you had a big loop or a loop, and it was real tight in there. So that system didn't work.
No, it worked better with the one in the front. But
you
the
can
thing
turn
of
the
it
tank. Hold on. Turn the tank 90 in your hand where that bump's facing us. Just turn the tank 90. No.
The other way. The other 90.
The other 90. I want to see the bump look right at me. The bump on the top look right at me. Okay, now turn it toward you. If you mount it like that, your problems go away on that suction.
Put the bump on the outboard side.
Yeah, bump on the outboard.
Okay.
Okay, put it over on the airplane, and we'll tell you how to turn it.
There you go. And that way your pop will be coming out below the engine.
Right.
No.
Well,
turn it 180 towards you.
Put the coming towards you.
Not tracking.
No.
Put the bump towards the camera lens.
Bump out. Now turn the top down towards the motor. There you
there
go.
There you are.
Turn it more 90 towards square.
There you go.
There you go. That's the way
it goes.
That's the way you want it.
And then you can have that pot coming out right towards your venturi suction.
Okay.
Make the bottom one to suction. If you have to replumb it, do it. But that pot can come out at a 10-degree angle going right between the exhaust and the engine into the venturi. And if you don't got room on that particular airplane, is that a hard... Which airplane is that? A Sterling, a Goldberg, or is that a Brodat?
It's a Buster.
It's a Buster.
Goldberg Buster.
But is it Brodat or is it Brodat kit or is it solid leading edge?
You know what? It was just handed to us, and I have no clue.
If it is a solid leading edge, you could take a quarter of that leading edge out and slide that tank back a quarter inch.
Yeah, I have. Well,
somebody's already done it. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'd worked on that.
Yeah.
How come I see a needle valve there on the back plate?
Yeah, it's still there, but
Dremel it off.
Cut that sucker off the back plate.
That sucker off there.
Okay. My thought was I wanted to be able to go back if I needed to, so that was the only reason I left.
You'll never want to go back because they never run right.
Yeah.
No, I've never seen anybody have one run off that needle valve that would needle right.
Yeah.
And get them close, but not exact.
Now, if you put it like that, Brandon, do you have room between your thumb and the engine to set it back in there and rubber band it on?
Yeah, it'll fit.
He's got room.
It doesn't fit much. I mean, I don't know. I've got my ceiling in the way, but there's barely space.
How come it's sticking out in the front? Will that not go flush?
He's got something under it.
What's under the tank?
Oh, I had a board here that I was trying to put when I was going to put it lower.
I see. That'll come off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tank needs to be flat again. It, if anything, kick the back out. If anything.
Okay. All right.
And that piece of tubing can come almost straight out of that little tank and get you where you need to go if the suction's the bottom triangle part.
Okay.
Is that suction by your thumb?
The center of your pickup that your fuel's being pulled from,
yep,
should be center line of the venturi.
Yep.
I'm tracking on that.
And it should go to the back tank, to the outside.
I found on profiles the tank has to be a little bit high.
Yep.
The side mounted motor.
6/8 inch wouldn't hurt it, probably, truth be known.
No. That'd be perfect.
So you're talking a little high up from straight shot to the venturi. Is
Right. Yes. It makes it run more even, the whole tank. As the fuel burns down, the pressure doesn't change as much for some reason. I don't know why that, but it sure seems to work.
Okay. The only reason I had stayed away from this setup is that bubble. That bubble gave me a place where I could hide some of the tubing in there, so that I fill the tank all the way. Because when you're racing, you want to have as full a tank.
You just got to make that bend go at the front corner. Look at my finger. You make that
when
like
you're racing, you ain't got time to look at that bubble.
No, but he's talking about he wants his the vent overflow in that is what he was wanting. But you can beat that by turning that sharp and put it in the top corner toward.
So you're talking about if I bend it up or the tank up a little bit.
Right. No, you take the overflow vent now has to have, look at my finger. You got to have a hook in it where it goes into the front of the tank in the top left-hand corner of that tank.
Top left-hand.
Right against the fuselage.
Right against the fuselage. Top left side.
Okay. Yeah, it's already got a bend in there that was going up in the bubble because I had this tank upright.
Right. But that, I'm not going to say it won't work, but it's harder. I'm not going to say that won't work, but everything's harder because the cap's aimed the wrong way.
I get what you're saying. There's more room. The cap works better with you.
That's
right. Going this way than this way. There's just not a lot of space to work around.
Right. You just got to bend that tubing in there and make a 120 or 30 angle to get back in the top left-hand corner of the tank.
Okay.
I'll next week I'll try to bring one in and show you. We can.
But because I've got a lot of things already in here correctly. If I'm able to take this, and keep it like this, you're telling me that as long, like I said, I got trimmer wire in here. As long as I don't kink this thing, I could go with the taking it bending it down and taking it under.
Yep.
Yes, you could.
Yep.
Okay.
So Brendan, you said that someone gave you that airplane?
Yeah, we got this as what's his name? Peter Klosky. He shows up at the Brodak events a lot.
Sure.
And he my understanding is he goes to a lot of the states and helps a lot of widows out.
The reason for my comment is I strongly suggest you give that a very healthy pull test before you ever fly it.
Yeah, we flew it a couple of years ago in racing. Angstrom was a little over his skis. He right?
Very scary, yeah.
Very scary is the wording back here. He flew this and came in second place at Brodax. And then what they put you in, clown? Or did you fly?
No, that was they also put me in the expert.
So yeah, he was with like the beginner Foxburg people and flew this. And then he got Paul Smith got a hold of him. I know everybody knows Paul Smith here, but Paul comes ready to play with his planes. And so, yeah, Angstrom got in there and was flying Paul's plane 3 up, and everybody's flying around as fast as can be. And he looked like he was holding on for dear life.
I appreciate that you've flown it. What I'm saying is give it an AMA pull test.
Yes. We replaced the lead outs. We got Kevlar lead outs and we're solid.
Good.
Yep.
Well done.
Thanks, fellas, for setting us straight on this. Because combustion. We first played with it. Those were the first planes that were handed to us. But everybody went home from Brodax, and we were left by ourselves. I went out to the field 2 or 3 times, could not get anything to start right, and then found electric soon thereafter. So I'm picking up combustion a little bit, but
All right. It'll
it's
work.
All right.
You
Hey
want
guys,
another
I gotta punch
master?
out.
Take care of yourself, Jim.
All right, everyone have a good week.
I'm gonna
You
punch
too.
too. Y'all take care.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, Gordon.
Give me a second, guys. I'm going to shut off the YouTube channel. If you're watching us on YouTube, we do this every Monday and Friday at 7 o'clock Central from 7 to 9. And you can get on this meeting by going to Stunt Hangar, being a member, and going to At the Bench. There'll be a link there for you to come on in. And you got to have your camera on and microphone on unless we know you, because we're not putting up with any nonsense. So let me see here. We got to go here, channel content, and there. So I'll see you tomorrow. Fair winds, tight lines. See you.
Okay. Good night.
Good night, y'all.
Good night, all.
There it is. We're over on
Good night.
after party.
all right, folks. I think we're going back.